Nigerian Gas Association, as you know, is one of the leading associations. In fact, it is the leading association for natural gas in Nigeria. And it's always an opportunity or a platform for gas specialists and stakeholders to interact. Our expectation out of this particular forum is to give the stakeholders an overview of what's going on in the gas sector, particularly following the leadership of His Excellency Dr. Goodluck Jonathan, and to provide an opportunity for dialogue with our critical stakeholders so we can move the agenda forward. Like you know, it's really focused around gas-based industrialization, which is crucial to economic development. So this is the first time that we're having an interactive dialogue with stakeholders in the gas sector.
Give us a quick update on the recent activities of the country's oil and gas sector.
Over the last 2 to 3 years, we've embarked on what is probably the most aggressive reform of natural gas sector in Nigeria. We have worked significantly on infrastructure development because, like you know, for several years, the gas infrastructure in Nigeria was not a focus because we focused a lot on oil. Over the last couple of years, 2 years or so, we have put in place over 500 kilometers of new pipeline, and we're still working every day for additional pipeline capacity. In fact, by the end of next year, we would have added about 1,000 kilometers worth of new gas pipelines installed in the country. We have changed the gas commercial framework because for several years, the commercial framework for gas in Nigeria was not the right one, and it didn't encourage investment. This administration has completely revamped that, and we're beginning to see more progress in gas pricing. We've done a lot in terms of stimulating gas supply development for power, and over the last few months, like I said, we've increased almost about 15–20% of our supply capacity to the power sector, and we increase to improve that steadily over the next couple of years following the minister's emergency deployment program. And finally, we have incubated the industrialization agenda for natural gas. So if you look at it, we are progressing on all the key levers of gas in the country: power and industrialization. And of course, we continue on our export agenda as well.
Over the past few months, we've seen quite a lot of long queues at various filling stations across the country. Now, how does this affect investments and businesses in Nigeria?
No, clearly, I mean, long queues for petrol or queues for energy in any shape or form is not desirable in terms of progress towards development and attracting investment. I believe that what we're seeing currently is a transient problem. It's not supposed to be a permanent problem. There are a couple of tactical problems that are being addressed right now, from the issues of issues relating to infrastructure, distribution, and all the fallouts of the subsidy challenges, abilities of the independence to import, and so on and so forth. These are all very, very tactical problems. I am confident that all the key stakeholders from NNPC, Ministry of Finance, PPRA, working assiduously, and actually the queues are gradually beginning to reduce. I expect that this should be a thing of the past.
There have been noticeable improvements on maintenance in various refineries across the northern states of Nigeria, particularly the one in Kaduna State. Now, how does this impact on oil production in the country, and what is the NNPC doing to make sure that all the refineries across the country get the same maintenance structure?
Clearly, with any additional refining capacity, there's an improved supply. The improvement in capacity from Kaduna has to a significant extent helped us with supply availability and distribution in the north. When we've had challenges with supply in the south, from the problems we had at Arepo in Lagos and so on and so forth, our ability to get supplies from the north was a major savior. And this was always the design, to make sure that we have a balanced supply from all over the country, from the key refineries. We in NNPC are doing the very best to make sure that all our refineries are coming out. There's a turnaround maintenance that is going on in the key refineries in Warri and in Port Harcourt, and hopefully after the turnaround, we're going to have a rehabilitation program. We expect to increase capacity utilization ultimately to about 90% over the next 1 or 2 years. And once that is done, we get to a level of self-sufficiency in diesel, in kerosene, and significantly increase our petrol availability, reducing the import. So all of these are going on concurrently.